They want to let you know that they learned it. I think part of the lesson might mean that they have to come forward anyway and telling you in a tarot card reading, I don't think counts. But I think they have a lot of time to do that. Anxiety's in reverse. We got this third eye chakra on the table upright. The thinking woman is upside down, and this power center, the solar plexus chakra, is upside down. So they moved through this energy. They got through it, but they're wounded. Yeah, well, we started out with the Three of Swords. Okay, so they're in a place where they can heal. I don't know if they were always like that or if they learned some stuff. But it's like we got man holding a heart upright and woman holding a coin in reverse. So I feel like this is the person's, I feel like it should almost be sitting, well, I guess, like this. Right? And even then, I don't think anybody gave it much thought when they were trying to take coins from other people. This loss of power, this I cared, but then it turned into something else. That Three of Swords in reverse up there. Still having appreciation for the things that we have, but really, really being unable to show you like how much balance and what their thoughts are. And like really, I feel like this person misses their friend. This is managed to be glad, which is this appreciation card, but it came out upside down. And I don't always take these upside down, but with this skunk in her face, what does it say? Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. Yeah. I feel like they're in that energy. They're doing it, but they're not digging it. And then we got this, forget who you are. This one was also upside down. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. I think in a way this doesn't apply because this person didn't necessarily pick up forget who you are is usually like conditioning, like when it says conditioning falls away, and usually I attribute that to the people that are around these people who like when they accept the conditioning. But I'm not taking it like, you know, they had conditioning from these people and then their conditioning, they kind of like healed that. I'm kind of taking it more that the person just, everything that they thought they knew about, let's say love, and I mean all kinds of love, they dropped that and they started over again. Sometimes that's what people do when they find out that something that they were told was a lie. So to the point where they have to go back and see like what else was a lie. So when they went through this thing that they thought was love, it's not being specific. Except for the fact that some things were taken from them and somebody was kind of material and thoughtless, which sometimes is a player energy, but I don't see any third parties on the table. In fact, I see this Tower in reverse, which is usually not something that is very striking or too abrupt. But I also see this balancing act here, or this choice under this like Two of Swords, and the blindfold is here, by the way, this Two of Swords energy. So it could be that it was in their face, but they just ignored it, or just maybe didn't even see it at all. Chose not to see it even, maybe. Either way, something happened to the point where they had kind of, that card over there kind of tells me like screwed themselves. This one right here. With a belief system. And that's what I'm saying about this forget who you are. It wasn't like the programming that they had to forget. Like they had to forget everything. Like they had to forget the operating system. Right? And then we have who in the world are you? So, and this is what I'm saying too, like when they started realizing kind of like, keep saying it. It's like people get themselves into these situations and then they figure out who they had to be in that situation. Like, who does that make me? And I don't think it's necessarily in a sense of who does that make me, but I think they see what they look like through other people's eyes, like from the outside, and that's what they see, and then they don't like it. And then they want to make something else. Meanwhile, we were already doing that over there when we were kind of stripping away everything that we thought we knew, particularly about love, but I would think too also maybe about just relationships and friendships in general. Like I was going to say earlier, I don't know if I said it, but I feel like we lost our best friend. This might have even happened a couple times. We might have left our best friend to go towards somebody that we thought was more of a match for us, and then that person was treacherous, and then we lost that best friend, and now we're realizing that the first best friend took better care of us, and we're starting to realize like we're starting to have an appreciation for that type of best friend. We're starting to understand the difference. And then we have changed in the night. You have changed quickly. But a lot of times this is like changed overnight. And it's not really changed overnight. For this particular person, but it is a little bit like we went to bed with one mentality and woke up with another one. Not in a Jekyll and Hyde kind of way, just in a like other side of the coin kind of way, just in a devil's advocate kind of way. Decisions that we made that we could have made if we wanted to go if we wanted the thing to go a different way. We could have made different decisions that weren't controlling. That would have been more conducive to allowing somebody to make a better choice, so that when things did go the way they went, we knew that we gave someone enough, I was going to say room to breathe, and then I was going to say rope to hang themselves on, and then I was going to say rope to breathe, which is weird. So this is kind of like attachment, waiting, possible obsession. Sometimes it's like waiting for someone. I don't think this is your energy. We have appreciation, which sometimes to me is the opposite of attachment. And I don't think attachment came out. The one that couldn't speak, and anxiety, door to value, contract. This almost looked like attachment for a second, but I realized that it wasn't. Yeah, no, it's not on the table. It kind of wanted to go back in, but I sort of kicked it out with my thumb. Pick up a specific energy from this person. Okay, it's weird because usually I pick up things in a little bit different way. Yeah, but so, because I was trying to figure out what this person went through, right? Where I know it's not part of the message. The message was, what do they want us to know at this time? But I figured you might want to know what they'd been through. I was trying to figure out if this was a relationship, if they'd done something stupid. Like, we're starting out here with this Three of Swords energy and this King of Swords in reverse energy, right? So I feel like they started out, I don't know if this was before you or after you. This could be after you, because I don't see you on the table. I kind of see like a memory of you. Right? Can't remember what card was going on top, but it went with it, right? And, it was this. I think it was this card actually. And so I I feel like after you, so realizing that being in this King of Swords energy upside down was robbing them. I feel like this has been a common thing. Like they realized that they had control of this situation. It's kind of like what I was saying, that it was robbing them of getting to, well, I was going to say the Lovers. I mean, the Sun. But, you know, we have some other cards here on the table that are like representative of their happiness. Even this appreciation card here is like reminiscent of the things that they appreciate, even though this Five of Pentacles is on the table and there's this is like a lump of regret right here. This looks like a situation, but it's not like something that happened over a weekend. This is like an ongoing situation that kind of broke somebody's heart, and still finding the appreciation, you know, in life, even though they can't really talk about it or they can't really talk to you about it, right? But I'm also picking up these cards as like almost like stages of what they were kind of going through. So this is something that maybe has taken a little bit of time. I'm going to see if I'm going to go do one more pass through this deck and see if anything else comes out. But I feel like they were loyal to someone. They were attached, for lack of better words, to someone that might have even had like an issue. Like they might have had like a health issue that caused this person to feel like they had to stay next to them, like glued to them. But this either created like a codependent situation, or it just created a toxic situation because these people were like always there. They were like always around. And they just like got tired of each other or something to that nature. Yeah, as I said, got tired of each other. This flipped out. And so when someone finally got like free of whatever that was, they felt alone. Codependency issues, yes, but it wasn't just that. The toxic situation that kind of caused them to want to break free and then caused them to be alone was toxic. It wasn't like they left a fun, loving situation and then were left alone to not experience any love anymore. It was, if they had ever felt alone before in their life, they felt a lot worse now because they experienced that I was going to call it togetherness, but it's really that codependency, that time spending together, and then being yanked apart like that kind of made them, again, codependency bells and whistles going off, because we'd rather have them back even if it's like toxic, but we for some reason didn't get them back. So they either were there and they were like in this like absent energy, or they weren't there physically. And so this person felt alone. And then they had, after a while, they had this tower energy because they weren't separating themselves from the issue. This attachment card over here. This took a little while. So whether they wanted to or not, this Hierophant card on the table, they were separated from the situation. I'm going to go through this no contact deck one more time, and then if nothing comes out, we're going to get the other deck. All right, we did get a couple more cards, but they're on the floor. Hold on. Oh my God. So this is my divine timing in the card, and the card in the deck, this Wheel in the Sky. But then we also have this Wicked Game card. And I kind of feel like it's not really telling us what's stopping them. I mean, we see this, we did ask what they wanted to tell us. Maybe they don't want to tell us. We see this situation here, but it's kind of like but really? So you couldn't talk about how this person wanted to take your money? Had a hard time talking about how you were like codependent and toxic. and somebody was playing games with you. Because that's how that's coming off. I got you just what I need to get you interested, and then I become absent again. Yes. This is why this is why this is no contact. Because they know that they're still messed up from their situation, and if they bring you into it, it will be your wicked game. That lightning's gonna crash on you. Yeah. So they can't. So poison and toxic came out. They can't. And they're smart enough to know that they can't bring you into this. This is what I'm saying with this tower upside down. It's not like, hurry up, or you're going to lose your window. It's like, nope, you got time. These kind of fell out of my hands. I kind of don't want to take them, but it's in too deep. Then what? This love, times like these, and you talk too much. So I don't really see another significant other on the table, but sometimes people are gone, not gone. And sometimes they don't show up as prominent in the reading. I think it really depends on how that person, the person that we're reading on, like the person whose thoughts we're looking at, how they regard them. If they regard them as a problem, they come up prominent. And if they're not paying any attention to them, then they don't come up. So it's a possibility that this person is gone but not gone, but we still have a nightmare going on. It's why we didn't come forward. This divine timing, we know, is based on some sort of healing that we need to do before we can actually step forward. If we want to treat it right, if we want to really step forward with our heart, and because I feel like the Hierophant kind of showed us what this means to us as the person who we're reading. That was me being clumsy. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna go one more pass and then I'm gonna put these down. Yeah, I feel like this person knows. They might not even know how toxic they are. Maybe we can get a card on it. Hold on. Let's see. Show me one more. Let me take that a bunch of different ways. Give me another card. So that Three of Wands usually I take as like a waiting for your ships to come in card, and sometimes on other decks you can see a ship out there. So on this one in particular, I do not believe there's a ship out there. Oh, there might be. They might be tiny. I don't know. Those could be buoys. Who the hell knows? I don't see anything real prominent out there that we're looking for. I do see this walking away energy, but I do see it kind of walking towards a waiting energy. And then I do see like a fast moving energy in reverse. So, and I also see an Emperor in reverse. So even if this person didn't know, so remember this was on top of the Queen of Pentacles card. We were out in the cold with our Ten of Swords. So I feel like even if this person wasn't out in the cold with their Ten of Swords and they had healed from that, I feel like they're still in this energy of being wounded. So even if they looked back and didn't think that they were still in poison or still toxic, or that they still had some kind of PTSD from what they went through, they know them not themselves. So that's the reason for not coming forward. Even if they didn't know, like this is the reason why they want you to know what happened, but they're not speaking yet. We kind of pulled a little bit more out of them. But it's better for us to know. I think it's better for us to know, especially if we're trying to be with somebody. We know exactly who that person is. We know exactly what we're talking about. We know exactly what they're going through. It's better for us to know that there's still toxicity over there, especially if we've done a lot of work for ourselves to not be in toxicity. Then it's good to know that the person that we want to connect with is in toxicity, because we want to know whether or not we want to experience that with them, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly why I made that card. It's not just about inviting yourself into their PTSD. You're going to get PTSD too. So, better to know that they're going through that, rather than to have it look like they're just wounded. And then sometimes we, as, the nurturing individuals that we are, want to come in and, I was going to say take care of them. That's not really what I meant. But, to a certain extent, not abuse them. Taking care of them to us can mean not abusing them, so that they can at least have the room to heal. But then sometimes they're not even really ready to heal. They're still ready to be toxic, or they're still ready to be something else, right? They're still playing the wicked game. Right? Maybe they weren't even playing it before. Maybe somebody was playing it on them, but now they're playing it on others, or maybe they're trying to play it on you because they're still insecure about being free from the codependent situations. They want you to be codependent. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen here when somebody's still in that poison toxic energy. Right? And this Emperor in reverse is no fun either. And neither is that King of Swords in reverse. Now, yeah, we learned our lesson about how we don't have to be in the King of Swords in reverse, because it does just hurt our heart. But the Emperor in reverse doesn't seem to have any repercussions right now, except for the fact that we know we're not ourselves. So I would say to you that I wouldn't even necessarily 100% interact with this Emperor in reverse. I would wait till they turn into that King of Cups or that King of Pentacles. Is it the King of Cups? It's the King of Wands. King of Wands. You gotta watch the King of Wands. Make sure he's not being funny. But he is upright, so he could just be igniting the passion that you have back in the relationship by understanding, explaining and understanding that they have experienced something new, and they understand now how to take care of things. Take care of things, I mean your heart. Keep that in mind. Until next time.